Ladies and gentlemen, all day that song, The Essence of a Woman, has been in my head because I can't stop playing it. I am going to consider it a wedding song. What husband wouldn't think of his wife as the essence and epitome of everything that is a woman? Yay. So, um, I do have a couple of things I need to bring to you all's attention. We've been doing something wrong. We've been going into court bringing forth the wrong arguments. You see, they're saying that it's a simple contract, that it's a so called consumer installment agreement. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's not a stupid consumer installment agreement. Why? Because when you are getting a loan from a stupid bank, you're not a customer, you're not a consumer. You're there as a bank. You're conducting banking business. You're not a consumer. A bank is not a consumer. Duh. So challenge that consumer stuff. No, you're not getting this paper. Only a few people are getting this. Do your research on this. Okay? Do your research. You are not a consumer. It is not a so called consumer installment agreement. You are depositing a note. You are not there to get a stupid loan. You're there for the advancement of Federal Reserve notes. And that's it. So they are using a presumption. Challenge that presumption. Challenge the presumption that this has nothing to do with a DACA account. Now, if you don't know what a DACA account, that means you haven't been paying attention to the video, so go do your research. That's the first thing. So glad we got that taken care of. Now we're with Kaime and Kaime.com. Kaime, doesn't matter. Kimi doesn't matter. We're taking that document for our Espanol, Latin-speaking individuals, and we are translating it for you in Spanish. Ta-da! We're doing it in Python script. Now, I had a couple people write me and say, well, I tried to upload the document, and it looks like this, because I had it created in Python. Because if I needed to make any edits to it, I didn't want it creating a document anew. I needed it in a script to where they could just edit the script and then produce the document. It's a whole lot easier. It takes a whole lot less time. Ta-da! It works for me! Ladies and gentlemen, I'm went to sleep at 8, got up at 11:30. It's now 12:30. Been up for about an hour. I'm going back to sleep. This is for y'all. I got up because I said to myself, I'm listening in the background. Jehovah's Witnesses, they have a book called it's about Jehovah's rule, his ruling. And I forgot the name of it because I can't think of it right now, but it's playing in the background right now because I listen to the publications while I'm asleep. Yes, every night. So I don't lose the information. So that my mind is also able to focus on other things while I'm asleep, so that I am not awakening all the time. And as I woke up, I did wake up, it was playing, and it was talking about how the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society started translating publications, how the Watchtower magazine was the widely most translated magazine in the world. Okay, how they came up with the MIT system, the multilingual translation system that doesn't actually translate but helps translators compile information so as to get the proper word for the translation. And it's helped them to expand the translation of materials into other languages. They started out with only a few, 3 or 4. Now they're up into the thousands with that particular software. And then I said, wait a minute, what about my Latin brothers and sisters, compadres, my people? Yes. I do consider individuals who are from. Now, somebody got mad at me when I called them Asian. Now, got to remember, we are ignorant here in America. We refer to people the way the media tells us to refer to them. And we can't use the word Oriental because that's what was used in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. That's offensive now. Why? Because of American stupidity, making jokes of individuals who were of Asian descent. But my people, nonetheless, I will get to, not going to get to Mandarin, sorry, even though that's the most widely spoken language on the planet. I won't be getting to Mandarin anytime soon because I won't be able to tell whether or not the information is accurate. See, at least with Spanish, like you see now, I can tell the cases. I can tell the references. So I can see that there is some order to the piece because there ain't no justice if there ain't no peace. All right. So here you go. Those of you who speak Spanish, this is what I'm working on in the background. This is going to continue to work all night. I am going back to sleep. By the time I get up, this should be finished. I have another software working on the exact same thing. I'll say it ain't so. On the exact same thing. Why? Because I want to make sure I get it right. I want to make sure that you guys have access. Look, if you guys don't understand, this is what's been holding you back this whole time is your misunderstanding of taxes. This white paper does that. And if you knew that, okay, all right, I'm going to take about 2 minutes to explain this. I had to prepare for a consult. This is a group that has scheduled 17 consults thus far. They've gotten at least 3 of them without payment. Yay! Because gotta give them, okay, give me 1 second. All 68 pages. It does not summarize, interpret, or anything like that. And now watch this. Please provide the PDF at this moment. And thank you very much. Stop listening. When I say stop listening, it should stop listening and start typing. Don't know why that happens, but it is a systems thing because I'm doing so much right now, recording and so on and so forth. But let's get back. I was preparing for that consult with that group. They have many customers, and they figured out something the rest of you didn't. They figured out that they would get the assistance for each of their customers. So basically, the customers are paying for it. They participate in the consult, whereas the members of the group who have the organization are there as well. And we do bounce things off of each other. However, 2 minutes, and I do mean 2 minutes before the meeting, I came up with the idea to do that, to create that paper, but I asked a question because there were certain things that we were to discuss that day. And so by coming up with that question, it led to producing that white paper on the issues that we produced it on. And then that day, the videos that were done later, you saw it expound and expand into what is now. However, please pay attention. There is a problem because I tell you that they watch my videos. Now, y'all think that I'm making a joke of it, so let me prove it to you. You see how the GPT links aren't working? That some of you are finding that your information is being deleted as you're reading it and you're typing it. That's funny, okay? Look, you must understand. They have 700 million subscribers and they're focused on me because we are doing some damage. I keep telling y'all, my job is to keep hitting them until they say, uncle. And even then, I'm not going to stop. I told them to leave me alone. They decided they weren't going to leave me alone. Okay, so I'm going to have them deal with all of you. Okay, I'm going to give them something to deal with. And now that we have the information on the fact that you are not a consumer in a loan agreement, it's not a private contract. It is an at par doctrine agreement. It's under the Federal Reserve Act. It's received at par. It's not a so-called loan. The promissory note is the agreement's conclusion. Once it's deposited at par. There is no remainder balance. You are not a consumer. They are using a presumption, people, under the Reeves versus Ernst & Young so-called Supreme Court analysis. Supreme Court came up with a stupid little, oh, we're going to do this test. Don't fall for no stupid test. Challenge the stupid test. You guys said it's a presumption. Well, I'm going to give you a fact. Now rebut this fact with a presumption and see how well that does. So there you go. Now you know how all of this came about and why it keeps coming about. Because as long as they keep messing with me, you all will benefit. Have a good day. I got to go to sleep. Goodbye.